Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Bipin and this is part 4 of B Sharp in C Sharp video tutorial series. In this video, we are going to learn about C Sharp language. What is C Sharp? What are the key features of C Sharp language? What kind of applications we can develop using the C Sharp language? After that, we are going to create a Hello World program. And finally, we are going to understand the structure of that particular program. So let's start with the definition or the introduction of C Sharp. C Sharp is a modern object-oriented programming language developed by Microsoft as part of its .NET initiative. C Sharp was introduced in the year of 2000 along with .NET Framework. It was designed to be a simple, powerful, type-safe, and easy to use for a wide range of applications, including web, mobile, desktop, and enterprise software. Enterprise software means CRM and ERPs. As I told you, C Sharp was introduced in the year of 2000 along with the first version of .NET Framework, and this language is built under the leadership of Anders Hesselberg, who was previously working on Turbo Pascal and Delphi. So when he started working on this C Sharp language, he given a name to this particular project as Cool. Cool stands for C like object oriented language. Okay, so later on when this language introduced, they introduced as a C Sharp. As of now, the latest version of C Sharp is C Sharp 13. There are some key concepts or key component of C Sharp, key features of C Sharp, which are listed here, like object-oriented, type-safe, component-oriented, automatic memory management, rich standard library, language integrated query, asynchronous programming, and cross-platform development. Let's go through one by one. Object-oriented. So C Sharp support fundamental object-oriented programming principles such as abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, which is making this language easier to manage and scale complex software system. So whenever you are going to create some kind of complex software systems or any you are going to work on any big applications, enterprise applications, so it would be very much easy for you to manage those applications if you are using the C Sharp language. Okay. In the coming videos, we are going to learn more about the OOPS principles, as I told you, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism in more detail with a practical example. So stay tuned with us. We are going to learn about all these 4 pillars of object-oriented programming language. The next feature of C Sharp is type-safe. This C Sharp language enforces strict type checking to ensure that operations are performed on compatible types, which helps prevent many common programming errors. This means in the C Sharp language, whatever data types you are using to define a variable, or if you want to assign any value to a particular variable, that should be in the same type. For an example, if you are defining an integer, if you are defining an integer variable, so inside that integer variable, you can put the integer values only. You cannot you cannot assign the string values to that. Okay, and if you have defined a string variable over there, you cannot assign the integer value to that particular string until and unless you have done the conversion for that data type. So if you want to save or if you want to define a variable, string variable, and you want to assign some value, integer value, then you need a conversion for that. Okay? Let me give you an example. So here, if you are going to assign an integer variable int num. Okay, if you have defined this variable and you are going to assign any value to this, so what you would write here, you would write num equal to 5. Okay, so that is how you need to define this, you need to assign this value. What you cannot do this to this particular data type, num equal to you cannot assign this string to this data type. Okay, so if you have defined an integer variable, you should assign an integer value to this. Okay, let me give you a practical example also. If I open Visual Studio here, so let's forget about all these code here written here. So I am defining an integer int num. I have defined this num variable. So if I put num here and if I want to assign a value 5 over there, then it would not show us a compile time error over there. Okay, but to num variable, if I try to assign this 5, this would not work. This would give us a compile time error. So if I build this project, first of all, you can see it here at the bottom, you would see error list. And if you are not seeing this error list in the Visual Studio, what you can do is you can go to this view, and here you would find error list. Okay, under the view you would find this error list. Okay, you can click on this. So here you can see cannot implicitly convert a type string to int. Okay, so it is requiring a type conversion. Okay, so it is a type safe language. So if I want to assign this string, or if I want to convert this string, so what we can do is we can do convert dot to int 32 like this. Okay, so now you can see error is gone because we are converting this string value to integer. Okay, so that is why this is what it is doing. It is converting the string value to the integer value variable. It is assigning this value. Okay, so in the conclusion, C# is a type safe language. This is the second feature of C#. Third feature of the C# is component oriented. So C# is designed to support component based development where applications are built using reusable components, which is enhancing modularity and maintainability. What does this mean? Let me give you an example. Let's go back to Visual Studio again. So here I have written an example for you guys. Component oriented or component based development means in C# we can create the components based on our need. Component in the form of classes or class libraries. Okay, if we have a some kind of requirement where we want to reuse some code, what we can do is we can create a class, we can define some methods over there, and wherever those methods are required, we can create an object of that particular class and call the methods. So here what I have done is I have created a class temperature converter. Let's suppose I want to convert the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. This is the requirement for an example. So I have created a class over there, temperature converter, and inside that class I have defined two methods: convert Celsius to Fahrenheit and convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. Both of these methods are accepting a single parameter type of double and returning the result as a data type double. In the first method, I have written one formula where Celsius is being multiplied by 9 and divided by 5 plus 32. This is the formula to convert the Celsius into Fahrenheit, and this is in the line number 44. This is the formula to convert the Fahrenheit value to Celsius. Now, in my entire project, if a requirement comes to convert the Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius, what I need to do is I need to just create the object of this particular class and call any of these methods based on our requirement. So here you can see in the main method, let me zoom a little bit for you. So here in the main method of this particular class, I have created an object of this particular class or this particular component which I have created, and I am asking the user to enter the temperature in Celsius. Then I am reading the value which user is entering, and after that I have called this object dot the method. So I have called the method here convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, and I am passing the value which user has entered. Okay, and after that whatever value this method is returning, I am just writing that value into the output window. Same thing I have done for the another method which is converting the value from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, so I can say this is a component written in C# language which can be used as per the requirement in our project. Okay, so if I run this program, so you'll see it would ask me to enter the Celsius first. It would do the conversion. After that, it would ask me the Fahrenheit and do the conversion. So see, here it is asking me the Celsius. I am putting 10 degrees Celsius. So it is converting 10 Celsius is equal to 50 Fahrenheit. Now it is asking to enter the temperature in Fahrenheit. So if I put 50 Fahrenheit here, then it should give me result as 10 Celsius. So let's put 50 here. So see, 50 Fahrenheit is equal to 10 Celsius. That means the method which I have wrote, that is working fine. Okay, so that is how you can create the different components based on your need. Next feature is automatic memory management. C# relies on the .NET garbage collector to automatically manage the memory allocation and deallocation, which is reducing the likelihood of memory leaks and other memory related issues. I hope you remember in one of our recent video, I talked about the garbage collector. So this C# language relies on that particular garbage collector to manage the memory. And using the garbage collector manage the mm, memory for the managed code. Whatever code you are going to write using the C# language into your application, that code would be managed by the garbage collector under the CLR. Okay, so automatic memory management would be there in C# language, but it would be handled by the garbage collector. Another feature is rich standard library. So C# has access to extensive .NET Framework class libraries, which provides a wide range of functionalities from file input-output to networking and data manipulation. This means using the C# language, you can create a class library, and inside that class library, you can create multiple classes based on your need. And that class library would give you a wide range of functionalities where you can write your business logic or your data access logic as per your need. Let me give you a small example. Let's move back to Visual Studio. So here you can see I wrote this code in the same project or in the same file. Okay, but this code can be written into a class library also. How it can be done? What you need to do is you need to go to this solution explorer, right click on the solution, go to add menu, click on new project. Here you need to find the class library. Okay, you need to search class library. So here you can see this is the class library. So I am going to choose class library .NET Framework. Click on next. Let it be project name class library 1. Click on create. Okay, so by default it would give you a class 1. So what you can do is you can just delete this class and right click on this class library, add, and here there is an option to add a class. If you click on this add, it would ask you to write a name of this class. Okay, temperature converter. Okay, I'm giving the name temperature converter. Click on add. Let's convert it to public. And whatever code we have written here, okay, so let's cut this code from here and paste it here. Okay, so now you can see here in the main program we are getting a compile time error. Okay, why? Because this temperature converter class is not available into this project. Okay, or it is not being referenced. So what we can do is go to our main project. Under the reference, you need to add the reference of that particular class library. Right click on the reference, add reference, check this checkbox, class library 1, click on OK. Okay, so here you can see class library 1 is referenced. Now what you can do is you can rebuild your solution. Right click on the solution and choose rebuild solution. Once you rebuild the solution, whatever references you have added or whatever new things you have added, everything would be rebuilt and your solution would be ready. And whatever errors are there into your solution or into your project, those would be listed here. So here you can see two errors are shown here because one for this, one for this. Okay, so what we can do is we can give the reference or give the namespace. So here in this temperature converter, you can see the namespace is class library 1. So there are two options to give this namespace. First one is we can directly write using class library 1. Okay, so see these errors are gone. If you don't know the namespace, so what you can do is you can click on this class, right click on it, quick action and refactoring. Here it would give you an option using class library 1. Once you click on this, it would automatically added here and errors are gone. Okay, another option is click on this temperature converter, press control dot, and here you would see an option using class library 1. Just select it, it would be added over there. Okay, so now errors are gone. So that is how you can create a class library, and inside this class library you can create multiple classes as per your need, and you can refer this class library into your different projects. Next feature is language integrated query. So language integrated query allows querying of collections and databases directly within C# code, providing a consistent and readable way to handle data manipulation. Let me give you an example for this. As of now, in this application, database is not there. So I'm just defining a list over there. Let's suppose, let's create a class with some properties here. Public class. Let's name it a test class. Okay. In this test class, let's suppose we are having one property ID, another property name, string type of property, and another property type of boolean is active. Okay. Now I want to create a list of these users. So list test class list obj equal to new list, and I'm adding some default values to it. ID is equal to 1, comma, name is equal to ram, and is active is equal to. In the same way, I'm adding 3 values, 4 values here. False, false. ID is 2, 3, and 4. Ram, Shman. Okay. So here I have created one list, and inside this list I have added 4 records. Okay. So what LinkU does is you can query this collection or the database directly within the C# code. So if I want to print all the users which are active, okay, so how we can filter this data, filter this list using the link view. Okay, how we can do this, I'll show you. So I'm creating a variable here, result equal to list obj dot. So whenever I put dot, you'll see I am putting this where condition. Okay, this all these methods comes system.linQ namespace, under this system.linQ namespace. So I need to put a where condition where active is true. I just want those records. Okay, where active is true, I just need to print those records. So for this, I need to put a where condition on this particular list. Okay, so if I write where, so in the where condition, I can write x equal to then this uh, bracket x dot is active double equal to true dot to list. So that is how you can query, you can filter, or you can query this particular list, okay, or any kind of collection. I'll tell you so many things in the coming videos, how you can write the link use and how you can write these lambda expressions. These are called lambda expressions. Okay, whatever is highlighted, these are called lambda expressions. And if you don't put this true here, and if you write this x dot is active, that is also means it is true. And if you put a not sign here, that means the condition is saying where is active is false. Okay, so these are part of lambda expressions. But this where conditions dot to list, all these are part of link query. Okay, so if I want to print this result, let me show you. If we want to print this result, so what we can do is we can put for each loop where item in result console dot write line item. Okay, so if I execute this program, so you'll see what it is returning. CodeMasterBipin project dot test class. It is returning the test class name. Okay, why it is returning the test class name? Because we have got the object of test class here. First of all, we have got the result, a list of test class, and we are creating a loop on this test class, list of test class, and we are getting each test class from that particular list. But here we have not defined the property name, which property name we want to print. We have just put the object name over there. Okay, so let's stop it. And what we can do is item, we can do item dot which property we want to print. Let's suppose we want to print name. Okay, so now see, it will give us two names over there, Ram and Shatrughan. So see, Ram and Shatrughan are active users, so it print Ram and Shatrughan. So using this language integrated query, you can query the collections and the database directly within the C# code. Next feature of C# is asynchronous programming. For the asynchronous programming, async and await keywords are being used, which make it easier to write the asynchronous code, improving the responsiveness and the scalability of the application. Okay, so in the coming videos, we are going to learn in more details about this asynchronous programming. The last one is cross-platform development. Cross-platform development means uh, with the introduction of a .NET Core and the unified .NET platform, C# can be used to develop application for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and other platforms. In .NET Framework, this C# language can be only used for Windows application. Okay, but when this .NET Core and unified .NET platform came into the market, after that we can develop the applications for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and other platforms. So these are some features from C# language. Now question comes, why do we use C# language? So there are some pros about the C# language. The first one is versatility. That means C# is a multi-regime language that supports object-oriented functional programming style, which is making it suitable for wide range of applications. As I told you, you can develop web application, desktop application, mobile application, and games also. Second one is integration with .NET Framework. As I told you that this language is introduced with .NET Framework in the year of 2000, and most recently it is part of .NET Core and unified .NET also. Cross-platform development, as I told you, along with .NET Core and the unified .NET, we can develop the cross-platform applications such as Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and the other platform. Rich development environment. So Visual Studio, the primary IDE, integrated development environment for C#, which offers the robust tool for code editing, debugging, and testing. Next one is performance. C# provides features like asynchronous programming, just-in-time compilation, advanced memory management techniques using the garbage collector, which contributes to the creation of high-performance applications. Okay. Then we have large community and support. So C# has a large active developers community and extensive documentation from Microsoft, which is making it easier to find the resource, tutorials, and the forums to support. If you are facing any kind of difficulty, you can put your queries to the Microsoft community, and there are so many developers or community channels which can answer your queries. Security. C# and the .NET ecosystem offers numerous security features to help protect your application from various vulnerabilities, such as type safety, code access security, and the encryption libraries. So you can make use of those encryption libraries into your application as per your need. Next one is enterprise and cloud applications. Means C# is the preferred choice for enterprise level applications and cloud-based solutions. Its strong typing and scalability and support for modern programming language practice make it ideal for building the reliable and maintainable enterprise software. Enterprise software, as I told you, the large-scale CRMs and the ERPs. The last one is game development. So using the C# language, it is the primary language used with the Unity game engine, which is one of the most popular platform for the game development. So whenever you are going to install the Visual Studio for the very first time, you would see one option over there to select the Unity game engine. Okay, so if you select that checkbox, Unity game engine would be installed into your system, and you would be able to create or do the development for the games also. So this Unity game engine makes the C# a great choice for the developer interested in the creating like 2D or 3D games. Okay, so these are some benefits of C#, and in all these scenarios, you can make use of this C# language. The next one is what kind of applications we can develop using the C# language. Using the C# language, we can develop the web applications. Under the web application, we can you make use of ASP.NET Web Forms, ASP.NET MVC. We can create web APIs. Then we can create some desktop applications. Desktop applications in terms of Windows Forms, WPF, Windows Presentation Foundation, and UWP, Universal Windows Platform. After that, we can create some mobile applications also. So there is a framework called Xamarin. So using the Xamarin framework that allows the developer to create cross-platform mobile application for iOS and Android using the C# language. So what you can do is you can make use of this Xamarin framework, and let's like if you are having a requirement where you need to develop an Android application and iOS application. So using the Xamarin, you can create a cross-platform mobile application. Okay, so this is a very like good benefit of this C# language. The next one is game development. So as I told you, Unity game framework is one of the most popular game development engine where you can develop 2D or 3D games. The next one is cloud-based application. Uh, for an example, Azure. So C# is well supported on Microsoft Azure. Azure is again the product of Microsoft, and C Sharp is well supported over there, and which is allowing the developer to create a scalable cloud-based application, including some kind of web services, background jobs, or serverless functions using Azure functions. Okay, so these kind of things you can develop using the C Sharp language. Then you can create IoT applications also. Um, there are some frameworks like Azure IoT hubs, or you can do real-time analytics or enabling the device management, data processing. All these things can be achieved using the C Sharp language. Then I told you earlier also, you can create enterprise level of applications, CRM and ERPs. Nowadays, you can make use of some libraries, ML.NET for the AI and machine learning. You can create console applications and the cross-platform applications, as I already told you, using the .NET Core and the unified.NET. So all these kind of applications you can develop. That is why C Sharp is the most popular language being used in the industry, and many developers are liking it and creating the robust applications. Now we can create a hello world program and try to understand our very first program and try to understand the structure of that particular program. Okay, so let's move on to this Visual Studio. What you can do is you can create a new solution also. Go to this file, new project. Once you click on this project, you can select this console app. You can search it from here also, console app.NET framework or .NET Core, whatever is like choice is yours. Click on next. Then you need to give the project name. So I am giving console app test. And in the second option, you need to give the location where you want to save that particular program. So click on these three dots. It would give you a pop-up where you need to select the directory. So I'm just selecting this directory under C Sharp tutorial, C Sharp example. Create a new folder here, example 1. I'm selecting this folder. Here it's saying create new solution or add to solution. I'm creating a new solution. Solution name, you can see the project name and the solution name is same. This can be different also. So let's suppose I want a different solution name. So what I can do is I can change this name, console app test solution. Okay, here whatever framework you are going to use for this particular project. So as of now it is .NET Framework 4.7.2 is selected. Let's suppose if you want to develop this application using .NET Framework 4.6 or 4.5, so whatever framework you want to choose, you can choose it from here. Then you can create on click button. Once you click on this create button, you will see here in the right hand side, you would see one solution explorer. Inside the solution explorer, you would see your solution name, console app test solution, and inside that particular solution you would find your project, console app test. So inside this project you would find some default files. One is app.config file, another one is program.cs file. Program.cs means C Sharp. File name is program. .cs means it is the extension of the language. .cs C Sharp. Okay, so if I open this file, you will see the file name is program. This file name is representing the class name. Okay, this app.config file, .config means it is some kind of configuration file. App config, this is an application config file. It is a default file here. So for this particular application, whatever configuration you are going to do, you are going to do all these configuration here in .config file. Okay, whether you are going to put connection string, any kind of app setting or any kind of key values over there. Okay, all these configuration would be part of this app config file. After that, you are having some properties option. Inside this properties option, you would find one assembly info.cs file. So assembly info.cs file, it would have the assembly information, the title over there, and the assembly versions. We'll talk more about the assemblies in the upcoming videos, but as of now this is very first example, so you need not to worry. Here we have all the references, means to create this particular project, whatever the minimal namespaces are required, those would be added by default. Okay, so first of all, there would be a system namespace, which is the base namespace for .NET Framework, and inside this system namespace you would see some more namespaces. Okay, so if I show you these namespaces, you will see first of all there is system namespace, and after that system dot collection, system dot link queue, system dot text, system dot threading dot task. Okay, so everything starts from system. So that means system is the base namespace. All the other namespaces falls under the system namespace. Okay, so these are some default files or default things you would get in your project if you add a console type of application. Okay, so namespace is nothing but is the collection of classes. Okay, so inside a particular namespace we can create multiple classes, and whenever we are going to call those classes somewhere, we need outside that namespace, we need to use that namespace using keyword. Okay, let's come into this namespace console app test. Inside that there is an internal class program. So this is the program class which is by default created when we created the project, and inside class is nothing but is the collection of properties and the methods. Okay, you can define multiple methods inside a particular class. So this is the default class program class. Inside that program class there is a method return main method, which is accepting some argument in the form of string array. Okay, so this is the entry point of the application. Without this method, this console application is not going to work. Okay, this method is must in this application. So let's take an example. If I want to write something on the application load, like whenever this application is going to execute, on the very first time I want to print hello world. Okay, so how we can print that hello world? To print the hello world on the console screen, we should write console dot write or write line. You are seeing two options there, write and write line. Both of them are for the same use. Both methods would write the value whatever you are going to pass in these two methods, but the only difference is console.write is going to write in the same line, but if you use console.write line, it would choose the next line to write the content. Let me give you an example. If I'm writing console.write hello, okay, and after that I'm writing hello Bipin, and to hold the console.write, to hold the console window, okay, before that let's comment it. Okay, so if I'm executing this command, executing this program, you will see one black screen would pop up, hello word and hello Bipin in the same line. Here you can see. How can I zoom it? Yeah, now I think it is visible to everyone. Yeah, see, hello word and hello Bipin, it is writing it into the same line. But if I write console dot write line here, so let's write uh, console dot write line for the second time, console dot write line. So you will see both of the statements would be written into the new line. So see here, hello word is in the first line, in the next line it is printing hello Bipin. Okay, so these are the this is the difference between write, console dot write and console dot line. And you can see it is asking me to press any key to close this window. If I press any key, it would just close it. But if I want to hold this particular screen, what I can do is I can write this statement console.read. Okay, so when I write this console.read, you would see I'm starting this application. So it is not asking me anything, it is just printing the output. See, it is not saying that default text something, press any key to close this window. Okay, it is not asking me, it is just holding this window and showing the output. So that is how we can create our the very first hello world program. I told you about the namespace, class, and the main method. One thing I also want to tell you, this string arguments which this main method is accepting, whenever this application is going to be launched or this going to be executed, there can be multiple things running in this application. Let's, for an example, we want to create a task scheduler. One task scheduler is to send the email for the marketing team. One task scheduler is for to send the email to finance team. Okay, both of the task schedulers should run on a different time interval. One should run on 9 a.m. in the morning, and another task scheduler should run on at 10 p.m. in the night. Okay, in the evening. So what we can do is we can write the code for both of them task scheduler here in the same application, but we can schedule them on a different time interval. And how it would know what kind of which code this application need to run using these arguments. Okay, so in the argument we would pass which code we need to execute. Okay, so these arguments can be passed from here. You just need to right click on this project, go to properties, and you would find this command line arguments. Okay, so you would find command line arguments here. So let's suppose I am writing here Bipin. Okay, I am saving it. So if I come here, put a breakpoint, and here, let's suppose for each argument, I want to print. Okay, I want to print the argument, whatever I'm passing over there. I just want to print that argument. So if I execute this or if I run this application, I put a breakpoint here. So we'll see the breakpoint is there, and if I press F10, you will see, and if I take the mouse cursor on this input argument, you will see one string is there. Okay, if I expand this, you'll see my name is there. Whatever I put over there, that name is there. That means the argument are being passed from that particular setting. Okay, command line argument. This is called command line argument. So if I press F10 again, it would execute the loop and it would print that hello Bipin. So if you see here in the output window, you will see hello Bipin. Okay, so that is how you can enter multiple arguments over there. Okay, so you can configure your application based on your arguments also. I hope this is clear to everyone. This is our very first program, and in the coming videos, we are going to learn more about all these concepts. That's it for today, guys. I hope this is clear to everyone. And if you have any kind of question, please do let me know into the comment box. I would be very much happy to answer that as soon as possible. And guys, if you have not subscribed my channel, I would request you to subscribe this and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss any communication from my side or you don't miss any video from this channel. You can share this channel or these videos to your colleagues so that they can get the benefit from this channel. I'm sharing the knowledge as per my best knowledge, and I hope this would be helpful for you guys. In the upcoming session, we are going to learn about the memory management, what is stack and what is heap. Okay, so stay tuned with us. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.